Hey there, somebody. How y'all doing? My name is DaTigerSquirrel, and welcome to 16 Personalities Quiz. Now, I ran a poll about a couple of weeks ago asking y'all what video you wanted me to make next, and 16 Personalities Quiz was the winner. I apologize for it taking this long, but blah blah blah, excuses. Anyways, here I am, finally doing it. I've actually wanted to do this test for a while, because I have yet to do it, but I've seen other people do it, so I know basically how it works. Now, it says it takes less than 12 minutes, but I'm anticipating that because I'm going to be talking to y'all in between questions, it'll probably take longer than that, so bear with me, but let's start. Okay. So it says, it takes less than 12 minutes, answer honestly, even if you don't like the answer, and try not to leave any neutral answers. Okay, alright, let's see. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. Ooh. Okay, this one's gonna be, already getting kind of difficult. Not really. But I don't completely disagree, so I'm gonna put, like, right in the middle. And the disagree part. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Oh yeah, completely agree. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. If you saw my inbox right now, then you would know how laughable this is. I've had so many subscription boxes and that kind of stuff throughout my life, and so I get all kinds of emails, and I get all kinds of emails from other companies, and it's just a mess, and so yeah, no, I disagree completely. You find it easy to stay relaxed even when there is some pressure. Oh, no, not at all. You do not usually initiate conversations. It depends on the situation. This is all situational, honestly, for me. But I would have to say I slightly agree. If I feel like I don't have anything to say to the person, then yeah, I agree on that one. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. That is not completely agree, but in the middle. You feel superior to other people. Completely disagree. Whoa, yeah, no, I do not feel superior to other people at all. Whenever I make a comment that makes it sound like I think that way, I get really, worried about it, because I don't want people to think that I'm something that I'm not. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. I'm gonna slightly disagree. I mean, granted, I'm not the most organized person in the world, but I think being adaptable is important, so yeah, I'm actually going to make it in the middle towards the disagree. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Nope. Hopefully that will change. I'm hoping that'll change, but yeah, I'm not energetic at all. Starting tomorrow, I'm actually going to be waking up and doing what I need to do, working out before I go to work, that thing that I've been saying that I'm going to do for forever and never gotten to it. Starting tomorrow. Today's Sunday, the 28th. You guys will probably see this on Tuesday. Anyways, winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Again, that's a situational thing. If we're talking about a really important topic, and I feel like this other person is just completely not educated on, the intricacies of it. I have had debates with people before about sexuality, that kind of stuff, so yeah, I don't care if you get upset, I'm gonna tell you the truth on that. But other things like politics and that kind of stuff, I tend to shy away from talking about with people that I know share different views than me, and I don't want them to get upset with me, so I usually don't talk about it. So I'm gonna say slightly agree. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Completely agree. I do. I worry about stuff like that often. Often. Very often. I feel like I have to justify myself and justify my feelings and that kind of stuff. And that's something that I'm working on as well. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. Disagree. Moving on. You do not mind being at the center of attention. This is if I'm expecting to be the center of attention, like if I'm on stage and I know that I'm going to be acting or singing or whatever, like I'm okay with being at the center of attention. But if it's like unexpected being center of attention, so I'm gonna say middle, or maybe, yeah, middle. Not like completely agree, but I don't disagree. You consider yourself more practical than creative. Not really. No. I like to think of myself as a very creative person, but like, I'm practical in some situations too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with slightly disagree. People can rarely upset you. Oh, buddy. Yeah, I disagree. Completely disagree with that. I get upset by what other people think or what other people say when they say negative stuff way too often. Again, something that I'm going to be working on. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. Completely agree. Yeah, I usually have it all worked out beforehand, so I know where I'm going to be when, how much money I'm going to be spending while I'm there, all that kind of stuff. I have it all planned out before I go anywhere. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. I completely disagree. I maybe relate to people's feelings too much sometimes. It's another thing that I talked about in another video about being an empath, is I can relate to other people's feelings more than the average person, so I'm going to say completely disagree. Your mood can change very quickly. Yep, I'm going to completely agree on that one. I can be like fine and happy and energetic and ready to do a stream 1 minute, and then like 10 minutes later I just don't feel like it anymore and feel like all these negative feelings about myself. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say completely agree. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Again, this is a very situational thing. So I'm gonna say slightly agree. Depends on what the topic is. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. Ooh, that's a complete disagree. I worry about that a lot. That's one of the many things I worry about, so I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than to a methodical and organized approach. I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with that. I usually have my day planned out pretty well. So I'm gonna have to slightly disagree. You're often envious of others. Middle agree. I don't completely agree. I'm middle of the road. Somewhat agree. Yeah. I won't talk about that. An interesting book or video game is often better than a social event. I completely agree. I would rather stay home reading a book, playing a video game, or watching a movie or watching TV on Netflix, rather than going out and going to a party. I like having close gatherings of, or small gatherings of close friends to do like game nights and that kind of stuff. That I love hosting. But going out to like a full-fledged party, like I am not. I'm not good with those, and karaoke and doing my game nights is pretty much the only social events I ever take part of. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. I'm gonna somewhat agree. I'm not gonna completely agree. Kind Because, again, I usually have plans, everything planned out, but then, things can come up. So being able to be flexible and being able to do something else is also important. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Completely disagree, because I get carried away by fantasies and ideas all the time. You often find yourself lost in thought when you are walking in nature. I mean, if I walked in nature more often, I'd have a concrete answer, so I'm going to say middle of the way agree. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said something wrong. Now, email, I don't email very much, but like messages, like text messages and other messages, if somebody doesn't, yes, completely agree. Completely agree. I worry about that all the time. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. I completely agree. I completely agree with that. I would rather my kid be a really, really nice, loving, charitable person than for them to be like the smartest person ever. I would definitely agree with that. You do not let other people influence your actions. I somewhat disagree. Because I will, again, probably too much, something I need to work on, let other people influence my actions. If someone says something negative to me or about what I'm doing or whatever, I'll stop doing it. So yeah. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. It depends. I'm going to have to say middle of the way agree, because sometimes it'll be things that seem like they're so real that when I wake up, I wonder if it actually happened. But then there's the occasional one where flying unicorns and that kind of stuff. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. I'm going to say slightly agree. Sometimes, again, situational, it depends on what kind of new workplace. I tend to shy away from, really, investing in not really investing, really confiding, that's the word, in a person, until I know them better. You're more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. I'm going to have to disagree, but not completely disagree. So I'm going to have to disagree. Because I do plan things out very, very carefully. My entire VidCon trip is all planned out. As much as it can be before they release the schedule. But yeah, it's pretty much planned out. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I'm going to completely agree with that one. Again, another thing that I am working on getting better at. So, there we go. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress-up or roleplay activities? Yes, slightly. Again, it depends on whether it's a close gathering of friends or whether it's, a huge thing. I think really the reason why I didn't really dress up that much whenever I went to PAX is because I don't know. I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't want people staring at me, but I also don't want to blend in, so if that makes any sense. Anyways. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. Slightly agree. I would say I spend time, but not often, not a lot. So yeah. So we're gonna go with that one. The next one. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. Completely disagree. I have to come up with a detailed plan. My anxiety is bad, and if I don't come up with a detailed plan, then things are not gonna be great. You are a relatively reserved and quiet person in certain situations, so I'm gonna say middle of the road disagree. In certain situations, I'm a pretty reserved and quiet person. I like to observe first and then interact. So, yeah. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. I completely agree. Or maybe no, middle of the road agree. It depends, okay? If the person shows up to work and they never do their work, they show up on time and are there, but they don't do their work, then I wouldn't have a problem firing them. But, like, it just depends. It depends. Are you meaning underperforming as in just, like, slightly? Like, they're not, like, making any progress? Or, like, anyways. Because if they were, like, not making any progress, but they were trying their hardest, like, yeah, that'd be really difficult for me. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. I mean, I contemplate the reason for my existence sometimes, but that's, like, a dark place that I haven't been to in a while. I'm gonna say slightly agree. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. Ooh, this is tough. Because the most that I can think of, or the only thing I can think of is, like, a situation where, like, you'd have to make a decision to move somewhere. And you're thinking about, like, leaving your friends, leaving your family, that kind of stuff. I start thinking about this a lot, especially because of the play I'm in right now. Ooh, I'm gonna say slightly disagree. Because it depends on the situation, again. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. I'm gonna slightly disagree, but not completely disagree. Because, yeah, I mean, I like having things planned out, but being able to be flexible, like I said, is also important. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. I'm gonna slightly agree, because sometimes I will suggest ways to deal with it if that's something that they're asking. I'm not gonna push, my solutions on somebody, and there's only so much you can do. Like, you can tell a person, maybe you should do this over and over and over again, and if they don't do it, then you just set yourself up for, like, being really, really disappointed that, like, what your advice didn't work. At least in my case. So I'm gonna say, actually, I'm gonna say the middle of the road. Agree. You rarely feel insecure. Completely disagree. Again, something I am working on. A lot of stuff to work on. A lot of stuff. So I'm gonna say completely disagree. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. I'm gonna say slightly agree, because with things like recording and editing and streaming and that kind of stuff lately, I feel like probably the only reason why I don't stick to the personal timetable that I've set for myself is because of emotional reasons, or like I'm sick. So maybe I should agree a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that's probably better. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. Ooh, I'm not gonna completely disagree, but I'm gonna lean more towards completely disagree, because being cooperative is what teamwork is about. So why would you? Wow, you think that everyone's views should be respected, regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. Again, this is a situational thing. Like religion and that kind of stuff, then, like, if you don't, believe the way that I believe, I'm not gonna, like, hate you or, like, list you off, like, all these facts of, like, why my way is better and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that, in that situation, people should be respected regardless. So maybe middle of the road. There's other things that just, like, if you're an idiot about something, like, I can't. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. No. I'm gonna say middle of the road disagree, because a lot of times I'll get drained whenever I've spent time with a group of people. So I'm gonna say middle of the road there. You frequently misplace your things. Totally agree. I all the time am losing things. I just recently lost my house keys and couldn't find them for a week, and they ended up just being on the dining room table. So yeah. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. I'm going to slightly disagree with that because I still have some things I need to work through, some things I need to work on, so I'm going to say slightly disagree. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Middle of the road, agree. It depends on what kind of day it is. You would not call yourself a dreamer. Completely disagree. I would call myself a dreamer. I have big dreams, big plans for my future. So yeah, I would completely disagree with that. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. I'm going to slightly agree with that one, because if it's a really, really important topic, or like even now where I'm not really in front of y'all, but I feel like I am, if that makes any sense, it's kind of hard for me to relax, and that's another thing, again, I'm working on. So I'm going to say middle of the road, agree. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. I'm in the middle of the road, agree. Again, situational. You worry too much about what other people think. I'm going to completely agree. That is something that for years I have struggled with. So yeah, completely agree. Alright, these might be the last ones. Oh yeah, these are the last questions. Let's do it. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. I completely agree. I don't like feeling surrounded by people. It just makes me very claustrophobic. I actually, whenever I'm in an elevator, I will stick close to the wall, grabbing onto the handrails. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there's not enough time to do everything. Completely agree. Next question. You feel very anxious in stressful situations. I'm gonna say agree. Completely agree. My anxiety gets the better of me sometimes. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Completely agree. I would rather be the nicest person in the world than the richest or the most powerful person in the world. It always means so much more to me to have people come up to me and tell me, like, how much I've helped them and how, like, wonderful they think I am than for them to be saying those things because I have power, you know? I want them to say those things and it be a genuine thing. You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things in books, art, and movies. I'm gonna say slightly agree, because I'm not sure what they mean by that. But, like, I usually like pretty obscure, like, movies and books. I am really into 50s musicals. And those older movies, like in the 40s and the 50s. So yeah, those are those are my favorite kind. You often take initiative in social situations. I'm gonna say slightly disagree. 'Cause, again, it's a situational thing where, like, most of the time I'll sit back and observe, again, before engaging. Alright, so, are you ready? Are you ready? Because this is the results. We're gonna go to the results now. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready. Results. INFPT. Ooh, a mediator. Okay. Alright, that's interesting. Mind, I'm more introverted. I'm 60% introverted, 40% extroverted. Okay, this trait determines how we interact with our environment. Yeah, that's accurate. Energy, this trait shows where we direct our mental energy. More intuitive than observant. Yep, that's true. Nature, this trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. Mine's more feeling than thinking. Yeah, that is true. Tactics, this trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision-making. Either judging or prospecting. Prospecting. Oh, okay. Identity, this trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. 93% turbulent. rather than assertive. Okay, that's accurate. That's very accurate. Okay, we're gonna start reading about it. I'm only gonna read a little bit. Let's see mediators that I may know. William Shakespeare, interesting. J.R.R. Tolkien, nice. Bjork, nice. Johnny Depp, nice. Julia Roberts, Lisa Kudrow. Ooh, Lisa Kudrow! Oh my gosh, I love her! Yay! I knew I was like her. Tom Hiddleston, nice. Loki. Alicia Keys. Frodo Baggins. I'm like Frodo. Anne of Green Gables. Oh my gosh, yes, I love Anne. Fox Mulder, yes. Amelie Pouillet. I have not actually seen. I mean, I've heard of this character or this character, but I have not. I need to look that up then. Arwen, Lord of the Rings, yep. Sybil Branson, I haven't seen Downton Abbey yet. Lance Sweets, yes, I'm like Sweets. I knew I was like Sweets. I love Sweets. He was one of my favorite characters on Bones. And then Konstantin Levin from Anna Karenina, and I haven't. Anyways. Yeah, this is actually really interesting and very, very accurate for me. Maybe I should go back into mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for the hint of good in even the worst of people and events, searching for ways to make things better. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, mediators have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine, comprising just 4% of the population. The risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the mediator personality type. But when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. Being a part of the diplomat role group, mediators are guided by their principles rather than by logic, excitement, or practicality. When deciding how to move forward, they will look to honor, beauty, morality, and virtue. Mediators are led by their purity of their intent, not rewards and punishments. People who share the mediator personality type are proud of this quality, and rightly so, but not everyone understands the drive behind these feelings, and it can lead to isolation. All that is gold does not glitter, not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. Oh, yes. Not all those who wander are lost is one of my favorite quotes ever. I actually am gonna get it as a tattoo at some point. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. Listen to many people, but talk to few. Unlike their extroverted cousins, though, mediators will focus their attention on just a few people. A single worthy cause spread too thinly, they'll run out of energy. Oh my god. And even become dejected and overwhelmed by all the bad in the world that they can't fix. This is a sad sight for mediators' friends who will come to depend on their rosy outlook. Oh my god, this is so true! Holy crap, that's scary. How accurate this is. If they are not careful, mediators can lose themselves in their quest for good and neglect the day-to-day upkeep that life demands. Mediators often drift into deep thought, enjoying contemplating the hypothetical and the philosophical more than any other personality type. Left unchecked, mediators may start to lose touch, withdrawing into hermit mode, and it can take a great deal of energy from their friends or partner to bring them back to the real world. Oh my gosh, that is so true. Luckily, like the flowers in spring, mediators' affection, creativity, altruism, and idealism will always come back, rewarding them and those they love, perhaps not with logic and utility, but with a worldview that inspires compassion, kindness, and beauty wherever they go. Aw, and that's all I want. I just want everybody to be happy and to love each other. Yeah. That's actually really, really, really accurate. Wow. Yeah, this was scarily accurate. I'm going to leave the link down in the description below if you guys want to take this yourself, if you haven't already. I know a lot of people on YouTube have taken it, and therefore a lot of you might have taken it, but if you haven't, I would highly suggest doing it, because this is very, very, very accurate. Wow. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing with your life? Subscribe to me. We have so much fun. That's gonna be it from me. If you want to see more videos like this where I take quizzes like this, or actually be looking out for a new video that I'm going to be coming out with that's more mental health based later on, maybe middle to late next month. We'll see how it goes, how the recording of it goes. But anyways, as always, remember, Lexi loves you. Bye!